Happy Tuesday! We are talking about Breaking Busy again, this book by Ali Worthington that I read last week and was just so impressed and impacted by that I wanted to share some of what I gleaned from it with you. So we're going to be talking about saying yes to the best and how to get good at saying no. Thank you guys so much for inviting followers. You are so sweet. We had like 1,500 new followers yesterday. I have no idea why, but anyway, thank you so much for inviting followers. You all are such a blessing and so sweet. Yes, do you want to see my necklace? Here is my necklace that Jesse and Silas picked out for me. Oh, whoops, I just blocked the wrong person. Oops, I'll have to go back and do that later. Yes, it's my new shirt that Jesse and Silas picked out for me. So for those of you who missed my Instagram post, if you go to the MoneySavingMom, I'm the MoneySavingMom on Instagram, and I talked about how I do shopping, and that is that my husband does the shopping for me. So sorry, I'm having to block so many people this morning. And so if you are interested in how that works in our household, because my husband loves shopping, you can go to the MoneySavingMom on Instagram and you can see my funny posts that I did about that. But anyway, okay, so my name is Crystal Payne and I am the founder of MoneySavingMom.com, as well as the author of the book Say Goodbye to Survival Mode and the brand new book Money Making Mom. Why are they being so mean? We had a whole bunch of new followers yesterday, and I just expect that today we are just going to have to deal with trolls, but we're just going to block them, and we're just going to deal with it. So I am also the creator of the 14-day online course called Makeover Your Mornings, and I have 3 kids. Catherine is 10, Caitlin is 8, and Silas is 6, and my husband and I have been married for about almost 13 years, and we live in the Nashville, Tennessee area. So yeah, just ignore them and we'll take care of it. So okay, so getting good at saying no. We've got to get good at saying no. And when I read Breaking Busy by Ali Worthington, and I was just so impacted by this section, and I want to read this section to you. It is, find it here. Okay, so she talks about how Brene Brown, who is the author of Daring Greatly and also Rising Strong that we're talking about this week, she said something at a conference that Ali was at. She said, choose discomfort over resentment. Choose discomfort over resentment. Choose the momentary awkwardness of saying no with love and disappointing someone rather than saying yes and resenting it later. How often do we say yes and then we end up resenting or regretting it? So choose discomfort over resentment. Choose the momentary awkwardness of saying no with love and disappointing someone rather than saying yes and resenting it later. Yesterday we talked about thinking multiple times before you say yes. Making sure that really that yes, how it's going to play out, is going to be a good thing for you and your family. How many times have you said yes to a commitment you knew you didn't want to do? You didn't have time to do, and you wouldn't enjoy doing. If you're like me, you said yes a lot, told yourself you'd make it work somehow, and hated every minute of it. Have you done that before? I totally have done that. Isn't it crazy that we find it easier to say yes to something that will make us miserable than to say no, feel awkward for a few minutes, and go on living our happy lives? It makes no sense, but we all have a tendency to do it. I loved that momentary awkwardness versus long-lasting misery. And one thing that's really helped for me as a people pleaser and a performer and a perfectionist is to make no my default, which almost sounds, in a sense, like rude to make no my default. But if I make no my default, then what it means that if I say yes, I really have to think about it. That I don't just, it's not my knee-jerk reaction, that I have to put some thought and effort to it and say, what is this going to look like long term? Is this going to make me miserable long term? Is this going to cause me to have to neglect my family long term? Is this going to cause strain in my marriage? Is this going to cause strain on my health? Make no your default so that you think carefully before saying yes. One book that I really loved was The Best Yes by Lisa TerKeurst. If you struggle with knowing what should you say yes to, Lisa TerKeurst has written an amazing book called The Best Yes that will help you to determine how and what you should say yes to and what you should say no to. Also, in my book, Say Goodbye to Survival Mode, one of the things that I talk about is creating a best stuff list. And by this, I mean a list of your most important things that you need to wrap your life around, your priorities, that these are the only things that are really going to matter for you in 25 years from now, and that you wrap your life around that. What are those things? Creating that best stuff list for me has helped me to determine what I need to be spending my time doing and what I need to not be spending my time doing. So what have you said no to recently? I'd love to hear. What have you said no to recently? Just last week, I said no to a really cool opportunity, but the opportunity was going to require me to, it was going to be a few hours of my time that I knew it was going to cause me to be stressed. It was going to cause my family to feel that stress, and it was 3 hours that I just really didn't have in my week. So you said no to junk food. Well, good for you. That is a good one to say no to. I'm working on this myself, and I just wanted to share this with you because I hope that maybe it encourages you. People are trying to get you to set up big get-togethers. Being a blog moderator, worship team 5 services a weekend. Oh my goodness, that is a huge commitment. Making an extra trip to save someone else time. Yeah, you have to think carefully before you say yes. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And also at 3 p.m. Central Time, we're going to do a scope, a Money Making Mom scope on email newsletters. Many of you have asked me about email newsletters, and we've talked about it some, but this afternoon we're going to be talking about what to put in the email newsletters, and I'm going to share my 2 secrets for killer email newsletters. So that's at 3 p.m. Central Time. And if you missed yesterday's 3 p.m. scope, it was much more chit-chatty and fun. And if you are looking for just some social media tips and encouragement, and you want to see kind of a snarky side of me, you can go watch that. That's still available on replay. Okay, so that is what I want to share with you today. Remember to say yes to the best, and be okay with the momentary awkwardness so that you don't have the long-lasting misery. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you at 3 p.m. unless you're going to hop back onto my Rising Strong Rising Strong scope in just a minute. Have a great day.